I am the Lord your God, and I have come to deliver to you a message that will shake the foundations of your heart. This is not a word to be ignored, for it carries the weight of eternity. I speak to you now because the enemy has risen against your family, and he has sought to touch what is most precious to you, your child. But hear me, what the adversary intended for destruction, I am turning into a testimony of power and glory. Tomorrow morning, at the dawning of a new day, my hand will move, and a miracle will descend upon your household. I am setting into motion events that no man, no power, no demon can stop. This is a divine decree. I am the Alpha and the Omega, and I have already written the outcome. Your son, whom I love, will be touched by the breath of my spirit, and everything will change overnight. Do not dismiss this message, for those who ignore my voice miss the very door of breakthrough I open before them. You are standing at the edge of a divine visitation. I speak so that you may know. Your prayers have been heard, your tears have been seen, and your cries have reached my throne. What you thought was delayed will be delivered swiftly. What seemed impossible will become reality. Listen, and keep this word within your heart, for it is not just a promise. It is a command from heaven itself. My child, hear the sound of my voice, for I am the Lord who calls in the night and awakens in the morning. You did not come here by chance. I have ordered your steps, and I have drawn you into this moment because destiny is being revealed. I am the God who does not sleep nor slumber, and I have been watching over your household with eyes of fire. For too long, the enemy has whispered lies, filling your mind with fear, doubt, and despair. He has said that your son will not prosper, that sickness will prevail, that confusion will reign. But I declare to you now, his lies are broken. My voice thunders over every false word, and I awaken you to truth. I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and I have promised to bless your descendants. The covenant I established generations ago still speaks over your son today. When I speak, creation obeys. When I command, no power in heaven or on earth can resist. I say to you, I am speaking life over your child. Where there has been weakness, I release strength. Where there has been darkness, I release light. Where there has been delay, I release acceleration. For I am the Lord, and I awaken with power to shake what needs to be shaken and to build what must be established. Your son belongs to me. I formed him in the secret place. I numbered his days before one of them came to be, and I breathed into him a purpose that cannot be erased. Do not fear the arrows of the night, nor the plots of those who rise against him, for I have marked him with my seal. Tomorrow, when the sun rises, my spirit will begin to move visibly in his life, and you will know that my hand has touched him. This awakening is not only for him, but for you also. I am awakening your faith, reviving your hope, and restoring your vision. Where you have grown weary, I pour out fresh oil. Where you have questioned my silence, I remind you that I was working behind the scenes. And now, at the appointed time, I am awakening you to the miracle that is about to unfold. Remember my word, for the promise is unto you and to your children, and to all that are afar off. Acts 2:39. I do not forget my promises. I do not change my mind. I am faithful to 1,000 generations, and I am faithful to you now. Do not allow unbelief to steal this word from your heart. Guard it, declare it, and prepare to see it manifest. Tomorrow morning, you will know that the Lord has spoken, for the atmosphere in your home will shift, and the chains that once held your son will break. Write this upon the tablet of your heart. My voice awakens what was asleep, restores what was broken, and calls forth what was hidden. I am awakening a new season for your son, and nothing shall stop it. The promise of the morning. I am the Lord, and I declare to you that tomorrow morning holds a promise sealed in heaven. The night may have been filled with battles, tears, and uncertainty, but when the morning comes, my light will break through, and my word will be fulfilled. For I am the God who commands the dawn, and I am the one who paints the skies with the colors of hope. Do not think of tomorrow as just another day. For you, it will be the day of visitation. The sun will rise as always, but in the realm of the Spirit, a new order will be established. Your son will awaken to a shift, though he may not yet understand it. For my Spirit will be at work in unseen ways. I will place angels around him. I will rebuke the forces of darkness that sought to destroy him. I will breathe into his destiny a fresh wind of purpose. My promise for the morning is not empty. It is written, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning." Psalm 35. This is the hour when sorrow ends and joy begins. This is the moment when what you have carried in your heart for so long becomes visible. For years you have prayed, for nights you have cried, and for countless hours you have wondered if I was listening. Know this: I was listening. I was counting every tear, recording every word, and now the time has come to show myself strong on your behalf. Tomorrow morning, I will awaken your son with a covering of protection. Where the enemy planned to trap him, I will scatter his plans. Where confusion tried to blind him, I will open his eyes. Where fear tried to paralyze him, I will pour out courage. For I am the God of deliverance, and I come swiftly to rescue those who call upon my name. The promise of the morning is also a promise of new beginnings. Do not look behind you at what has failed. Do not rehearse the words of doubt spoken over your child. I am doing a new thing, and it shall spring forth suddenly. As surely as the dawn comes after the night, so my promise shall arise after your pain. You will testify, and others will see the glory that rests upon your family. What I am about to do for your son will not remain hidden. It will shine as a beacon to others who have doubted my power. Many will say, "Surely the Lord has visited this house," and you will know that I keep my word without fail. Therefore, do not fear the darkness that surrounds you tonight. Fix your eyes on the promise of tomorrow's light. The miracle is already written in heaven's scroll, and at the appointed time it shall manifest. And that appointed time is now. As you receive this word, seal it with faith. Speak it aloud in your home. The morning will bring my child's miracle. Declare it boldly, for life and death are in the power of the tongue. Stand firm, for my angels are moving even now. And now I call you to act in faith. Write it as a sign of your agreement with my word. In the comments below, declare, "Joy comes in the morning. My son will rise in victory." By writing it, you are sealing your faith and opening the door for heaven to move mightily in your favor. I am the Lord, and I speak to you about the power of sudden change. In a single moment, I can shift the course of a life, overturn the verdict of the enemy, and rewrite the story that seemed sealed. Do not believe that change must take years, for I am the God of the sudden. I split the Red Sea in a moment. I raised Lazarus from the grave with a single command. I opened prison doors for Paul and Silas in the midnight hour. And now, I am declaring to you, your son will encounter a sudden transformation. What was delayed will accelerate. What was bound will be loosed. What was hidden will be revealed. This will not be a slow process that you will struggle to discern. It will be clear, undeniable, and visible. The atmosphere around him will shift overnight, for I have decreed it. The enemy has sought to convince you that nothing will ever change, that the situation will remain the same, that the weight upon your son will continue to crush him. But I say to you, those chains are already broken. The night of captivity is ending, and the dawn of freedom is rising. When I move with authority. Tomorrow morning, as the light of day enters, my Spirit will release an outpouring that will surround your son. This transformation will not come from human effort or strategy, but by my divine intervention. And when it happens, you will not be able to explain it logically. You will only be able to say, "The Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in our eyes." Do not measure my power by your past experiences. Do not compare what I am about to do with what you have already seen, for this will exceed your expectation. I am not a God of small changes. I am the God of complete restoration. Where there has been weakness, I will plant strength. Where there has been confusion, I will release clarity. Where there has been wandering, I will anchor destiny. This sudden transformation will also be a testimony to others. Those who doubted your faith, those who mocked your prayers, those who said it was impossible, they will witness the undeniable move of my hand. And through your son's transformation, many hearts will turn toward me. Remember my word. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? Isaiah 43:19. I have spoken it, and I will perform it. The transformation will spring forth suddenly, and no force will be able to stop it. Prepare yourself, for the testimony is near. The tears you have shed will become seeds of joy. The despair you have felt will become a platform of hope. The prayers you have prayed will become the very foundation of a miracle that no man can take credit for. This is my decree. Overnight, transformation will come. Believe, stand firm, and prepare to testify. Now, I call you to seal this word with your declaration of faith. In the comments below, write, Lord, I believe in sudden transformation. By writing it, you align yourself with my promise and you make a public stand of faith that invites my spirit to act on your behalf. God's care for the children. I am the Lord, your Father in heaven, and I remind you today of my unshakable care for your children. Long before you ever held your son in your arms, I knew him. I shaped him in the secret place. I counted his steps, and I assigned angels to guard his path. Never doubt my love for him, for my covenant is not only with you, but with your household. It is written, but the mercy of the Lord is from everlasting to everlasting upon them that fear him, and his righteousness unto children's children. Psalm 103:17. My mercy does not end with you. It flows to your son, and to your son's children, for generations yet to come. You must understand this truth. When I bless a man or a woman who seeks me, I extend that blessing to their lineage. Your prayers are not in vain. Every cry, every intercession, every word spoken in the night over your son has reached my throne, and because of your faithfulness, I am moving in his life now. The enemy knows that children are carriers of destiny, and that is why he rises with fury to attack them. He seeks to plant fear, confusion, rebellion, sickness, or distraction in their hearts. But I say to you, your son has been marked by my hand, and no weapon formed against him shall prosper. I have already lifted up a standard against the adversary, and I have decreed his defeat. My care for your son is greater than the care of any earthly father or mother. Even if those closest to him fail, I will never abandon him. Even if he wanders, my hand will bring him back. Even if he falls, I will lift him up. For I am the God who watches day and night, who neither sleeps nor slumbers, and my eyes are always upon him. Tomorrow morning, as the light rises, you will begin to see tangible evidence of my care. Doors will open that seemed shut. A peace will rest upon him that was not there before. The heaviness that surrounded him will lift, for I am releasing my presence upon his life. Do not grow weary in your prayers, for every prayer builds a wall of protection. Do not doubt, for your faith has become a shield around him. Trust that my love is greater than any battle, and my promise is stronger than any storm. Your son is mine, and I will not allow the enemy to write his story. I am the author of his life, and I have written a destiny filled with hope, strength, and victory. Now, I call you to stand in faith with me. Declare this truth and seal it in your heart. In the comments below, write, "My son is in God's hands." By writing it, you are declaring before heaven and earth that you trust in my care, and you are activating the promise that I will watch over him with unfailing love. the enemy's attack against the children. I am the Lord, and I reveal to you the schemes of the enemy, so you may not be ignorant of his devices. From the beginning, Satan has sought to destroy the children. Because he fears the destiny I have placed inside them, he moved Pharaoh to kill the Hebrew babies in Egypt, but I raised Moses as a deliverer. He stirred Herod to slaughter the innocent children of Bethlehem, but I preserved my son, Jesus, to save the world. And today, the enemy has also set his eyes upon your son. But know this, he will not prevail. The adversary tries to touch children with sickness, to burden them with fear, to lure them into darkness, and to steal their future. He aims to silence the voice of destiny within them before it has a chance to grow. But my hand is stronger, and my covenant stands firm. I say to you, though the enemy rages, he is already defeated. Do not fear his threats. Do not tremble at his attacks. For I am the Lord, and I have given angels charge over your son, to guard him in all his ways. Psalm 91:11. Even when danger rises, I will stand as a shield. Even when darkness surrounds, I will shine my light. Even when temptations appear, I will make a way of escape. The devil's strategy is to break the family by attacking the children. But I am restoring what has been broken, and I am fortifying your household. Your prayers are building a wall that the enemy cannot climb. Your faith is forging a sword that cuts through his lies. Do not underestimate the power of the prayers of a parent, for they reach my throne and move my heart. I have decreed that your son shall live and not die, that he shall walk in light and not stumble in darkness, that he shall rise in strength and not fall in defeat. I have placed a mark upon him that the enemy cannot erase. Tonight, the enemy may roar, but tomorrow morning, his voice will be silenced. For I am lifting up my hand against him, and I am declaring victory over your household. Hear my word. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. Isaiah 54:17. That is my decree, and it is final. So, stand firm. Do not fear the attacks of the night, for I am fighting for your son. Trust in my power, and you will see the miracle unfold. Now, I call you to seal this revelation with a declaration of faith. In the comments below, write, "The enemy will not touch my son." By writing it, you are proclaiming my word over your family, and you are standing in agreement with the victory I have already released. Heaven moves in favor of the family. I am the Lord, and I declare to you that heaven has already moved on behalf of your family. You have thought that your prayers were delayed, but I tell you this, every word you spoke has been gathered like incense before my throne. Angels have carried your petitions, and at my command, they are now descending with answers in their hands. Your son is not alone. Your family is not forgotten. I have dispatched heavenly armies to surround your home. They will stand at the door, they will cover the windows, and they will encamp around every member of your household. For it is written, "The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them." Psalm 34:7. The adversary has tried to bring division, confusion, and heaviness into your family. He has whispered lies, stirring conflict, and planting seeds of doubt. But I say to you, I am restoring peace where there has been strife, unity where there has been division, and joy where there has been sorrow. My spirit will move through your household like a rushing wind, cleansing, healing, and filling every corner with light. This is not only about your son, it is about the entire family. When I release a miracle, it touches everyone connected to the one who receives it. Your son's transformation will be the beginning of a greater restoration for your household. What seemed broken beyond repair will be mended. What seemed hopeless will bloom again. Do not doubt that heaven responds to the cry of families. I created the family in Eden, and I bless the family still today. When one member suffers, I bring healing. When one member rises, the others are lifted. I will show myself strong, not only for your son, but for your household. Tomorrow morning will mark the beginning of this shift. You will notice that the heaviness that once lingered will break. You will feel peace where there was unrest. You will witness signs that confirm my presence, and you will know that heaven has moved in your favor. Lift up your head, for the days of despair are over. Rejoice, for I am moving in power, and your family will walk in victory. Now I ask you to seal this promise with a declaration of faith. In the comments below, write, "Heaven fights for my family." By writing it, you are aligning with my decree, and you are proclaiming publicly that your household is under divine protection and favor. A miracle that breaks chains. I am the Lord, and I come to you today with power to break every chain that has held your son captive. For too long, the enemy has tried to bind him with invisible cords, chains of fear, chains of confusion, chains of oppression, chains of delay. But I tell you this, the chains are shattering under the sound of my voice. It is written, "For the yoke shall be destroyed because of the anointing." Isaiah 10:27. My anointing is being poured out upon your son even now. The burdens that weighed upon his shoulders are being lifted. The spiritual prisons that surrounded him are being opened. Where there was bondage, I release freedom. Where there was silence, I release a song of victory. Do not think that these chains are too strong. No prison is strong enough to hold back the one I have chosen. I opened the doors of Egypt to release my people. I shattered the chains of Paul and Silas in the night, and I will do the same for your son. What once seemed unbreakable will snap like thin cords in my presence. Your son may not even realize how bound he has been, but you have seen it. You have watched him struggle, wrestle, and feel trapped. But now you will watch him rise, for I am breaking the chains that were unseen but heavy. I am releasing his mind, his spirit, his heart, and his future. This miracle is not gradual, it is decisive. When I break chains, they do not return. When I open doors, they do not close again. This is the power of my hand, and I am releasing it for him tonight, to be manifested in the morning. The enemy wanted to keep your son locked in a cycle of defeat, but I am breaking the cycle. I am writing a new chapter. I am declaring freedom, and what I declare cannot be undone. Do not be surprised if you see sudden signs: peace where there was restlessness, clarity where there was confusion, joy where there was heaviness. These are the signs that the chains are broken. Rejoice, for I am delivering him. Rejoice, for I am setting him free. Rejoice, for tomorrow morning he will step into a new season without the chains of yesterday. Now, I call you to act in faith and to seal this promise. In the comments below, write, "The chains are broken in Jesus' name." By writing it, you are declaring the victory of heaven over your son, and you are aligning yourself with the miracle I am releasing. Prosperity and protection. I am the Lord, your provider and your shield. I speak now of two blessings that I am releasing over your son and your household: prosperity and protection. These two walk hand in hand, for I never bless without also guarding, and I never guard without also releasing increase. My plan for your son is not only survival, but abundance. My desire is not only to defend him from the enemy, but to prosper him in ways that will glorify my name. For it is written, "The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thine hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee." Deuteronomy 28:8. Hear me well. When I command a blessing, no power in heaven or on earth can cancel it. I am commanding blessing over your son now. You have feared for his future, whether he will be provided for, whether he will find his way, whether lack will steal his joy. But I am answering your fear with my word. Your son shall not lack. He shall not be forsaken. He shall not walk in emptiness. I will open doors of provision that you could not have imagined. I will place the right opportunities in his path. I will cause favor to rest upon him, even before men who do not know me. so that they may see my hand upon his life. But prosperity without protection is fragile, and protection without prosperity is incomplete. That is why I release both together. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous, and I will transfer resources into his life. At the same time, I will shield him from the traps of greed, pride, and corruption. For my blessing makes rich, and adds no sorrow with it. Proverbs 10:22. Consider how I prospered Joseph in Egypt. Though he was a slave, though he was imprisoned, my hand of favor lifted him to stand before Pharaoh, and I protected him in every step, so that no weapon could destroy the destiny I had placed within him. So it will be for your son. Even when others underestimate him, I will lift him. Even when enemies plot against him, I will guard him. Even when the path seems blocked, I will open it with my own hand. Prosperity is not only wealth, it is wholeness, peace, and the fullness of life. I will prosper your son in wisdom, so that he will make decisions that lead to life. I will prosper him in health, so that his body will not be crushed under affliction. I will prosper him in relationships, so that he will walk with those who lift him higher, not those who drag him down. And above all, I will prosper him spiritually, so that he may know me, hear my voice, and walk in my ways. Do not fear the arrows of the night, for I am his shield. Do not fear the traps of the day, for I am his strong tower. The blood of the Lamb marks him, and the destroyer cannot enter his dwelling. My angels will go before him when he travels, stand beside him when he works, and cover him when he sleeps. Even in places where you cannot watch over him, my eyes will never leave him. Yes, I am surrounding your son with prosperity and protection, and tomorrow morning, the first evidence of this word will begin to manifest. Watch for signs, unexpected provision, a sense of peace, a weight lifted from his shoulders, doors opening that were closed. These are the signals that I, the Lord, have stepped in. Lift up your eyes and believe, for I am not a man that I should lie, nor a son of man that I should repent. If I have spoken, I will do it. If I have promised, I will bring it to pass. Now, seal this promise with your declaration of faith. In the comments below, write, "My son will live in prosperity and divine protection." By writing it, you are making a covenant with my word, and you are inviting heaven's power to surround your son with blessing that cannot be stolen. The door God opens, I am the Lord, and I speak to you of the door that I myself will open for your son. Hear me clearly. When I open a door, no man can shut it. When I unlock a path, no demon can block it. When I decree access, no earthly power can deny it. For I am the one who holds the keys of David, and I open, and none can close. I close, and none can open. Revelation 3:7. Your son has faced barriers that seemed unbreakable. He has stood before walls that would not move. He has knocked on doors that remained closed. Many times you have wondered why the way forward seemed hidden, why opportunities were denied, and why progress was delayed. But I tell you now, those were not the doors I had prepared for him. I have kept them closed, for not every door leads to blessing. Some doors, though they look appealing, lead to destruction. Some opportunities, though they shine in the natural, hide traps of the enemy. I closed them by my mercy. But now, the appointed time has come. I will open the right door for your son, a door no enemy can shut, no man can block, no circumstance can hinder. This door will not only lead to provision, but to destiny. It will not only provide relief, but also release. It will not only meet needs, but also fulfill promises. Look back to my word. Did I not open the Red Sea, so that my people could walk through on dry ground? Did I not open the womb of Sarah, though it was barren, to bring forth Isaac, the child of promise? Did I not open the prison doors for Peter, when the church prayed earnestly for him? And did I not open the heavens above Jordan, when my son was baptized, declaring, "This is my beloved Son"? So too will I open for your son, a door that will testify of my power. This door will not be ordinary. It will carry the weight of divine appointment. It will connect him to people, places, and purposes that will shape his future. He may not even realize the significance at first, but you will know this is the hand of God. Be prepared, for when the door opens, he must walk through it. Fear may whisper to him, doubt may try to hold him back, and others may not understand. But my Spirit will go before him, guiding each step. Do not be afraid of the new, for I am in it. Do not resist the change, for I have ordained it. The enemy will attempt to stand at the threshold, to intimidate and to resist, but he will fail. For I myself will rebuke the devourer. I will strike down the opposition. I will silence every lie. The door will remain open, for I have set it before your Son as a sign of my faithfulness. And this door will not be small. It will lead to greater influence, greater provision, and greater purpose. It will be a door not just for him, but for your household. For the blessing I release upon one overflows to all who are connected. Trust me. Do not fear delays, for my timing is perfect. Do not compare his journey to another's, for his door is unique. And do not doubt the magnitude of my blessing, for I am able to do exceedingly abundantly above all you ask or imagine. Ephesians 3:20. Prepare your heart, for when I open this door, it will require faith to walk through. Encourage your son. Speak life over him. Remind him that this is not man's doing, but mine. Stand by him, and together you will see my glory revealed. Tomorrow morning, you may not yet see the door fully open, but you will sense the shift. Signs will begin to manifest. The atmosphere will change, and soon, very soon, the door will swing wide before him. Now, I call you to seal this word with faith. In the comments below, write, "No one can shut the door God opens for my son." By writing it, you are proclaiming my eternal decree, standing in agreement with heaven, and declaring that your son will step into the destiny I have prepared. The joy of the new day. I am the Lord, the God of dawn, and the God of new beginnings. I speak to you now of the joy that comes with the rising of a new day. For too long, you have lived under the shadow of the night, nights of worry, nights of tears, nights of fear for your son's future. You have wondered if the morning would ever come, if hope would ever rise again, if peace would ever return. But I tell you this, the night is ending and the new day is dawning. Hear my word. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Psalm 30:5. This is not just a verse. It is a decree over your household. The season of tears is giving way to a season of laughter. The season of heaviness is giving way to a season of lightness. The season of despair is giving way to a season of hope. And this joy is not temporary. It is the fruit of my Spirit, the strength of my presence, and the evidence of my hand upon your family. Joy is not the absence of problems. It is the presence of my glory. And when I pour out joy, no storm can drown it. No enemy can steal it. No trial can silence it. I am placing this joy upon your son and upon you. It will be like oil flowing down from heaven, soothing every wound, lifting every burden, and filling every empty place. You will begin to notice it in small ways first. A peace where there was restlessness, a smile where there was heaviness, a calm assurance where there was fear. These are the first rays of the morning sun, and as the day grows brighter, joy will overflow like a river that cannot be contained. This joy will not only comfort, it will also strengthen. For it is written, "The joy of the Lord is your strength." Nehemiah 8:10. Your son will find new strength rising within him, not because of circumstances, but because of my Spirit resting upon him. He will stand taller. He will see clearer. He will walk with confidence. The joy of the new day will also silence the enemy. Those who mocked, those who doubted, those who whispered that my promises were empty, they will see the joy upon your household and know that I am the Lord who keeps his word. The testimony of joy is more powerful than words. for it is undeniable. Do not look back at the sorrow of yesterday. Do not rehearse the pain of the past. Lift your eyes to the horizon, for a new day has dawned, and I am in it. I am the Son of Righteousness, rising with healing in my wings. Malachi 4:2. I am shining upon your sun, and I am healing what was broken, restoring what was stolen, and renewing what was weary. This joy will also flow beyond your sun. It will touch your household, your family members, your relationships. Joy is contagious, and when I pour it out, it spreads. Others will feel it when they enter your home. Strangers will notice it when they meet your son. It will be a mark of my presence. And know this joy is not fragile. It is not dependent on man. It does not fade with circumstances. It is anchored in me, and I do not change. What I give, no one can take away. So rejoice, for the new day is here. Rejoice, for your son will rise with joy in his heart. Rejoice, for tomorrow morning will be the beginning of a season you have long prayed for. Now, I call you to seal this promise with faith. In the comments below, write, "Joy comes in the morning for my son." By writing it, you are declaring before heaven and earth that you believe my word, and you are inviting the fullness of joy to flood your household. The testimony that will impact lives. I am the Lord, the God who turns pain into testimony and darkness into light. I speak to you now about what I am doing in your son's life, not only for him, not only for your family, but for countless others who will witness the miracle and be changed. For what I do is never small. When I release my hand, the ripple touches nations. Your son's transformation will not remain hidden. What I am about to do will be visible, undeniable, and unforgettable. The enemy thought he would silence his future, but I will turn the very struggle into a stage for my glory. The chains that bound him will become evidence of my power. For when people see the freedom he walks in, they will know that it was not the work of man, but the work of God. It is written, "And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, and by the word of their testimony." Revelation 12:11. The testimony is a weapon. It is a light in the darkness. It is a voice that cannot be silenced. Your son's story will not be one of defeat, but of victory. And when he speaks, or even when his life simply shines, others will be drawn to the truth of my power. Think of Joseph, betrayed, enslaved, imprisoned. Yet when I raised him, his testimony preserved a nation. Think of Daniel, thrown into the lion's den, but preserved by my angel. His testimony turned kings toward me. Think of the blind man healed by my son, once silent and forgotten, but when his eyes were opened, his testimony shook an entire city. So it will be with your son. His testimony will break chains, silence doubt, and ignite faith in others. You have prayed for his life to change, but I tell you this, his life will change the lives of many. Friends, family, strangers, they will look at him and ask, "What happened? How did this turn around?" And the answer will always be, "The Lord did it." Understand this, testimonies are not just stories, they are seed. Every time your son's testimony is shared, faith will be planted in someone else's heart. Every time he stands as evidence of my goodness, doors will open for others to believe. His testimony will carry weight in the Spirit, tearing down walls of unbelief and releasing hope to those who had given up. I will also use his testimony as a shield for your family. When the enemy rises again with accusations or lies, the testimony will speak louder than the darkness. When doubt tries to creep back in, the memory of what I have done will silence it. For testimonies are monuments of faith, reminders that I am faithful and I do not change. Tomorrow morning is the beginning of this testimony. The miracle I release will grow, and as it grows, it will shine brighter and brighter. Do not hide it. Do not silence it. Speak it, share it, declare it. For the more it is told, the more power it carries. Your son will stand as a living testimony that I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. And through his life, many will find the courage to believe for their own miracle. So prepare yourself, for joy will not only fill your house, it will overflow into the lives of others. Your household will become a beacon of hope, a place where others will come to see my hand and to receive my word. The testimony that will impact lives. I am the Lord, and I tell you this: what I am about to do in your son's life will not remain hidden. The miracle I release will not only transform him, but will become a testimony that will shake others, awaken faith, and draw hearts back to me. I do not move in silence when my glory is at work. I move in ways that cannot be denied, and I set my works as a light for all to see. Do you remember how I delivered my people from Egypt with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm? That was not a private act. It was a testimony for generation. Do you remember how I preserved Daniel in the lion's den, and how the king himself proclaimed that the God of Daniel is the living God? That was not for Daniel alone. It was a testimony for an empire. Do you remember how I raised Lazarus from the dead after 4 days in the tomb, and how the crowds gathered because they saw the undeniable work of my hand? That was not only for Lazarus. It was a testimony that brought many to faith. So it will be with your son. What I am about to do for him will be seen by others. It will silence doubters. It will confound the enemy, and it will stir faith in those who had given up hope. For I do not perform miracles to be hidden under a covering. I perform them so that light may shine in the darkness. Your son's testimony will speak louder than his words. When others see the peace in his eyes, they will ask, "What happened?" When they notice the blessing upon his path, they will wonder, "How did this come to be?" When they witness doors opening that no man could have opened, they will know, "Surely the hand of the Lord is with him." This testimony is not just for your family, it is for the world around you. Neighbors will notice, friends will be touched, even strangers will feel the weight of my presence when they come near him. His life will become a living sermon, and his transformation will be my message written for all to see. I remind you of my word, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. Revelation 12:11. Your son's testimony will not only glorify me, but will also crush the works of the enemy. Each time the story is told, chains will break in others' lives. Each time the testimony is shared, faith will rise in hearts that were weary. Do not underestimate the power of a testimony. It is not just a story, it is evidence. It is proof that I, the Lord, still move today. It is a beacon that points others to me. Through your son, I will remind many that I am the God who saves, heals, provides, and restores. Be ready, for people will come to you and ask, "What happened? How did this change take place?" And you will answer, "The Lord has done this." Do not keep silent when the testimony manifests. Share it, proclaim it, let it be a seed planted in others' hearts. For what I do in your son is meant to multiply beyond him. This miracle will not be small, and neither will the testimony. It will echo, it will spread, and it will endure. Long after this moment, people will still point back to this season and say, "That was the time when God moved." And it will remind them that if I did it for your son, I can do it for them too. Tomorrow morning is the beginning, but the testimony will unfold and grow. Step by step, evidence will build until no one can deny it. And when others hear, they too will be drawn into my presence. Now I ask you to respond in faith. Seal this promise by writing your declaration. In the comments below, write, "My son's miracle will be a testimony for many." By writing it, you are not only receiving the promise, you are agreeing that this miracle will ripple outward and impact lives beyond your own household. The final spiritual battle. I am the Lord, and I reveal to you that every miracle, every breakthrough, every promise fulfilled is preceded by a battle. The enemy does not surrender without resistance. He does not give up territory without a fight. And now, as the hour of your son's miracle draws near, the adversary is raging more fiercely, for he knows his time is short. This is the final spiritual battle, and I tell you with authority, Victory is already decreed. The war is not uncertain. The outcome is not in question. For I have already triumphed at the cross. My Son declared, "It is finished," John 19:30. And through his blood, the power of the enemy was broken. Yet still, the adversary lashes out, seeking to intimidate, seeking to discourage, seeking to plant doubt in your heart before the breakthrough comes. Do not be afraid of the intensity of the fight. When the storm seems strongest, it is often because the dawn is near. When the night feels darkest, it is because the morning is about to break. When the enemy shouts the loudest, it is because he fears what I am about to release. Your Son is at the threshold of victory, and that is why the enemy has pressed harder. He has tried to stir confusion in his mind, heaviness in his heart, and fear in his steps. He has tried to whisper that nothing will change, that my promises are empty, that hope is foolish. But I say to you, silence the voice of the enemy with my word, for it is written, "Resist the devil, and he will flee from you." James chapter 4:7. This final battle is not fought with human weapons. It is fought in the Spirit. Prayer is your sword. Faith is your shield. My word is your armor. When you declare my promises, you are striking blows against the adversary. When you worship in the middle of the night, you are shaking the foundations of his prison. When you stand firm in faith, you are declaring to the unseen realm that you belong to me and that your Son's destiny is untouchable. Remember how I delivered Israel at the Red Sea. Pharaoh's armies pursued them with fury, determined to destroy them. But I split the waters and led my people through on dry ground. Then I brought the waters down upon their enemies, destroying them completely. That was the final battle before the breakthrough into freedom. So it is now. The enemy may roar, but he will be swallowed up in defeat. Your Son is stepping into a new season. This battle is the last attempt of the enemy to hold him back. But I declare, the chains are broken, the prison is opened, the adversary is defeated. The blood of Jesus covers him, and the angels of heaven fight on his behalf. Do not grow weary in this moment. Stand in the gap. Declare my word over him. Speak life into his future. Rebuke the lies of the enemy, for your prayers are shaking the heavens, and the final victory is at hand. When tomorrow morning comes, you will sense the shift. You will feel the peace of victory resting upon your household. You will see signs that confirm the battle has ended, and the blessing has begun. The enemy will be silenced, and my Spirit will reign in your home. This battle is not to destroy you. It is to display my power. When it is over, you will testify of my greatness, and the testimony will not only strengthen you, but it will awaken faith in others who are facing their own battles. Now I call you to seal this moment with faith. In the comments below, write, "The battle is won, and my Son will walk in victory." By writing it, you are proclaiming the end of the enemy's reign, declaring the triumph of heaven, and standing in agreement with the miracle that is already unfolding. The prophetic confirmation: I am the Lord, and I do not speak in vain. When I release my word, I also send confirmation so that my people may know without doubt that it is I who has spoken. I am not a God of confusion, but of clarity. I am not a God who hides his will from his children, but the one who reveals it in due time. And now, as the moment of your Son's miracle approaches, I am releasing prophetic confirmation to strengthen your faith. Do you remember how I confirmed my promise to Gideon? I spoke that he would deliver Israel, but his heart wavered. So I gave him signs, the dew upon the fleece, and then the dryness upon the fleece while the ground was wet, so that he might know my word was true. Do you remember how I confirmed my covenant with Abraham? I showed him the stars in the heavens and declared, "So shall your descendants be." Do you remember how I confirmed my word to Mary? I sent the angel Gabriel, and even her cousin Elizabeth bore a child in her old age, as proof that nothing is impossible for me. So too will I confirm my word to you. You will not be left in doubt. I will place signs before you, that no man can fabricate and no enemy can counterfeit. These confirmations will come as evidence that my hand is moving, that the miracle for your son is not a dream, but a decree. The confirmation may come in a dream, for I speak to my children even as they rest. The confirmation may come through a word spoken by someone who knows nothing of your situation, yet their words will echo exactly what I have promised. The confirmation may come in a sudden peace that floods your spirit, a peace that cannot be explained, a peace that testifies, "The Lord has done it." Do not despise small signs. A door opening unexpectedly, a word of encouragement at the exact right moment, a change in your son's countenance, all of these are confirmations that my Spirit is at work. Some will be subtle, others will be undeniable, but together they will weave a tapestry of proof that my promise is unfolding before your eyes. The enemy will try to plant doubt, saying, "This is coincidence. This is your imagination. This is not real." But I tell you, discern by my Spirit, for my sheep know my voice, and you will recognize the difference between my confirmation and the enemy's deception. Test every spirit, but do not fear, for when I confirm, it bears fruit of peace, hope, and strength. This prophetic confirmation is not only for you, it is also for your son. He too will begin to sense that something is shifting. He may not have the words, but he will feel a pull toward the light. He may notice that the heaviness is lifting, that opportunities are arising, that a new strength is stirring within him. These are confirmations not just for your faith, but for his destiny. Remember my word, surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. Amos 3:7. I reveal my plans so that my people will not be caught unaware. And I am revealing to you now, prophetic confirmations will come quickly, and you must receive them with joy, for they are the final signs before the fullness of the miracle manifests. When you see these confirmations, give thanks. Do not dismiss them as chance. Lift your voice and declare, "This is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in my eyes." For thanksgiving seals the promise and prepares the heart for fulfillment. Tomorrow morning will mark the beginning of these confirmations. Be watchful, be sensitive, expect them, and when they come, know without doubt, the miracle is already here. Now I call you to respond in faith. In the comments below, write, "God will confirm His word for my son." By writing it, you are not only declaring faith, you are preparing your spirit to recognize and receive the prophetic signs I am releasing. The call to gratitude. I am the Lord, and I remind you today of the power of gratitude. Gratitude is not only a response, it is a weapon, a key, a door. It is the language of faith, the fragrance of worship, and the seal of miracles. When you give thanks, you are declaring to heaven and earth, "I trust the Lord, even before I see with my eyes." Gratitude prepares the heart to receive, and it multiplies the blessings already released. Have you not read in my word? When my son stood before the 5 loaves and 2 fish, he gave thanks, and the little became much. When he stood before Lazarus's tomb, he lifted his eyes and said, "Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me." John 11:41, and the dead man rose. Gratitude precedes manifestation. Thanksgiving opens the way for the impossible to bow to my power. So I say to you, as you wait for the fullness of your son's miracle, clothe yourself in gratitude. Do not allow complaints to escape your lips. Do not focus on what has not yet changed. Instead, thank me for what I have already done and for what I am about to do. For gratitude is not denial of reality. It is declaration of faith. Every time you give thanks, you build an altar. Every time you speak gratitude, you silence the enemy. For the adversary feeds on fear and despair, but he cannot stand in the presence of thanksgiving. He trembles when you give thanks, because gratitude testifies that you trust my goodness, no matter the circumstance. Teach your son to walk in gratitude. Even in small things, let him see your heart rejoicing. Gratitude will become a mantle upon your family, drawing more and more of my presence. Gratitude will shift the atmosphere of your home from heaviness to lightness, from worry to peace, from waiting to receiving. Do not underestimate this call. Gratitude is not only for after the miracle, it is for before. When you thank me in advance, you are saying, Lord, I believe your word is already true. And when you speak it, angels move, doors unlock, and blessings accelerate. Consider my servant Paul, who from a prison cell lifted hymns of gratitude at midnight. Chains fell, doors opened, freedom came. Gratitude in the darkest hour produces breakthroughs that prayer alone cannot unlock. Gratitude is the sound of faith, and faith pleases me. Therefore, let your home echo with thanksgiving. Thank me for your son's life, for his protection, for his future, for the miracle already in motion. Thank me for what you cannot yet see, because soon it will be visible. Thank me as an act of war against doubt, and as an act of worship to my name. And know this, gratitude multiplies blessing. Just as the loaves and fishes increased, just as the oil in the widow's jar did not run dry, just as the manna fell daily in the wilderness, so too will your gratitude cause overflow. The more you give thanks, the more you will see. The more you see, the greater your testimony will become. I command you this day, walk in gratitude. Guard your lips from murmuring. Guard your heart from bitterness. Choose thanksgiving in every moment, and you will watch as I pour out blessings that cannot be counted. Tomorrow morning, when you awaken, begin your day not with fear, not with worry, but with thanksgiving. Say, Lord, I thank you that my son is blessed. I thank you that his miracle is here. I thank you that joy has entered my house. These words will shake the heavens, and my glory will respond. Now I call you to seal this word. In the comments below, write, Thank you, Lord, for my son's miracle. By writing it, you are not only confessing gratitude, you are unlocking a flood of blessings, sealing your miracle, and standing as a witness that my goodness endures forever. I am the Lord, and I tell you now, the battle is finished, the promise is secured, and the victory is yours. This is not a distant hope. It is not a fragile dream. It is a decree sealed by my word, by my covenant, and by the blood of my Son, Jesus Christ. Your son shall rise in strength. Your son shall walk in freedom. Your son shall prosper and be protected. This is the declaration of heaven, and no force of darkness can stand against it. I have spoken to you of my voice that awakens, of the promise of the morning, of sudden transformation, of my care for the children, of the enemy's attacks and his defeat, of heaven's movement in favor of your family, of miracles that break chains, of prosperity and protection, of doors that no man can shut, of the joy of the new day, of testimonies that impact lives, of the final battle, of prophetic confirmation, and of the call to gratitude. All these words were not scattered whispers. They were one stream flowing toward this moment, the declaration of victory. Lift up your head, for the night is past. Lift up your heart, for the dawn has come. Lift up your voice, for I have given you a song of triumph. Do not let fear remain. Do not let doubt linger. Do not let sorrow take root. Stand in the authority I have given you, and declare boldly, As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Joshua 24:15. Victory is not a feeling, it is a fact. Victory is not delayed, it is done. Victory is not fragile, it is eternal. For I am the God who has never lost a battle, and I will not begin with your son. This victory will be visible. You will see the signs, you will hear the testimony, you will watch the transformation. Tomorrow morning marks the beginning, but it will not end there. This victory will grow, it will multiply, it will overflow from your son into your family, from your family into your community, and from your community into generations to come. Do not be silent. Speak this victory aloud in your home. Walk through every room and declare, This house belongs to the Lord. This family is covered by his blood. My son is victorious through Christ Jesus. Let the walls hear it. Let the heavens record it. Let the enemy tremble at it. For your declaration is not empty words. It is a weapon that enforces my decree. Understand this truth. I do not fight to achieve victory. I fight from victory already secured. And now I give you the same inheritance. Your son will not walk in defeat, for I have placed a crown of victory upon his head. He will not be overcome, for he is more than a conqueror through me. This declaration of victory is final. It cannot be overturned, it cannot be delayed, it cannot be stolen. What I have sealed, no man and no devil can unseal. Trust me, and you will see. Believe me, and you will rejoice. Follow me, and you will walk in triumph. Now I command you, seal this word with your own declaration. In the comments below, write, "Victory belongs to my son through the Lord." By writing it, you are aligning yourself with my decree, testifying to others, and stamping the seal of heaven upon your household. This is the end of the waiting and the beginning of fulfillment. This is the end of the night and the beginning of the morning. This is the end of fear and the beginning of victory. I am the Lord, and I have spoken.